Hi friends, in this tutorial I am going to be creating a script to remove the unwanted characters from a text file. So before I start, I just want to say that if you have any questions regarding this lecture or if you have any suggestions or recommendations, feel free to put it in the comment section below. So let's go to the desktop. In here we can see that we have nothing right now. So let's create a file called test.txt and let's put in something like, so let's start it by using a tab. So everything we put in here, you're going to say this is line number 1. So let's do the same thing. Let's create a few lines. This is line number 2. This is line number 3. So this is number 4 and this is line number 5. So in here I have created a document. So let's view the contents of it. So in here we can see that this document has 5 lines. This is line number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. However, we can see that there are empty spaces before these lines. So what we want to do is we want to remove all those empty spaces from it. So what do we do? In here, let's first create a Python script. Let's call it, let's create a script called nano and strip.py. So for this, what we do is we are using the in here what we do is this folder that this test.txt that we have, it is on the desktop. So we are saying go to the open the user, sorry, it's users. So go to the users directory and then go to MA Academy directory, go to desktop and then go to test.txt and then we are saying as file. So what it does is that it says open this file, users MA Academy desktop test.txt as file. So it opens this test.txt file that we created and names it file. What do we do after that? We are saying lines. We are creating a variable called lines, and we are saying that line dot strip. So what that does is that it strips each line, and we are saying for line in file. So it creates a variable called lines, and what it does is that it says line.strip. It says strip those lines. So if you don't understand what it means or what this strip function does, I have created a tutorial on this, a tutorial which explains this strip functionality in detail with lots of examples. So you can visit that in my channel. So what it does is that it says strip those lines. What this line basically does is that it strips all the empty spaces. So we saw that those tabs that we had put before the line numbers, and we are saying do it for line and file. So what you're saying that do it for all these lines in this file. So we previously we gave this test.txt name the name of file. So what you're saying that for line, what it means that for all the lines in the file, strip it. Strip the empty spaces. So in here, so now what we do is we are creating a for loop, another one. So we are saying for line and lines. So in here, let me finish typing it. So what it means is that these lines, this is this variable that holds the stripped lines, the lines that with those spaces that were before each line. So what it does is that, as I said, it strips it and it stores it in a variable called lines. So what it does is that it says for each of those lines, what it means is that for each of those variables or for each of those lines in that file that had those spaces, now that we have removed it from here, it says that for all those lines that have those files, sorry, for all those lines, they've called them a line. So what it does is that all of those 5 lines that it had, each of them has been stripped and it is stored in that variable called lines, which is this one. And what this line means is that visit each line and for each line call it, give it the variable name of line. think of it something like that. And what we are doing is saying that print line, this one in here, it refers to this. So this lines, this holds all those lines, but it holds them without those empty spaces. And what it does is that for all those lines that are in there, call them line, and in here print those lines. So it is in a for loop, and it prints one by one all of them. So let's save this and let's run it. So we are saying Python 3, and you're saying strip.py. So MA Academy, sorry, let me pwd users MA Academy desktop. So let's check our Python users. Oh yeah, sorry, this is not backspace, this should be forwards, not backslash, forward slashes. So if we remove this, and now if we run it, we can see that let me run this again. Let's test.txt. We can see that previously there were these spaces before it. However, now after running the script, it removes those spaces. So let's just modify this file quickly again, test.txt, and type in something in front of it, something like 01001, let's say. And let's come in here as well, and we say 002, and this says 003. This one says 004, and what it does is that, sorry, the 005. So let's save it. Let's view the contents. Now we can see that it says 01, 002 is all these lines. So what we want to do is this time we want to remove these two zeros from here. We don't need these two zeros. So how do we do that? What we do is let's modify our script. So in here we said that a strip. So what this functionality does is that it stripped without this anything in between these parentheses. It stripped the empty characters before or after the lines. So now in here we are saying putting zeros. What we are saying that strip the zeros. So let's save it and let's run it. So Python strip.py. So in here we can see that what it did was it removed all those empty spaces, sorry, all those numbers from here. So sorry, let me open this again. So if we type in, let's say cat test.txt, in here we saw that the file contains this thing 001, 002, 003. So it had these 00s in front of these characters. Now when we ran our script, what it did was it stripped those 00s from the beginning of this. So let me open this again, once again. So let me do this cat strip.py. So what this 0 in here means that it says remove all the zeros that appear in front of those lines. So what it removes all those. So in here we can see that it has removed them. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, didn't understand this lesson, feel free to put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.